Started the game at Football Park. Stephen Livesey and Stephen Bowman, the two players who have dropped out of the 22 for Central District. And it's Hodson against O'Neill, and Hodson won it clearly. Only as far as Clohesi. Goes straight back to Hodson. He had to sit under it for a bit. Nicolaitis, Dillon with a high one. Pillmore, Thomas, and Hannah over the back. Pillmore going to get a free kick against Jamie Thomas. Ian Hannah made a great attempt then to mark. So Barry Pillmore from half forward. He's got Bruce Lindsay on a lead, but he's going to go to Warden right in the goals.
And it's off hands. Free kick in the back to Peter Bubner. To get his first kick for the game. Playing at full back, turning to the central side. Good athlete. His kick's strong. It's accurate. Goes straight through the hands of Collins. Torrens working hard for it. Can't no one get away. Finally Hodgson receives. Kicks it quickly forward. The mark taken at half back by Jamie Thomas.
To Vivian. Vivian's got Norsworthy running. Left foot. Darryl Hart playing as a follower today. He's been getting a lot of kicks as a rover, but Platten back in the side. Norsworthy. Hodson's after him. Boundary umpire and Norsworthy both fall over. Then Norsworthy and Hodson get involved. Collier gets rid of Norsworthy. Umpire Kinnear said Norsworthy's going to get a free kick.
In the back decision. And he kicks it forward. Just touched before it went over the boundary line. So out of bounds to forward pocket. Jeff Robertson not able to complete the mark. Must have taken his eye off the ball because it was right on his body. Bythean in the front spot. Hodson from behind. Off hands in right high in the air. Morell in front. Coming across the front for West Torrens was Nicolaitis. Vivian now for Centrals. Kick, well backed up by Connolly. Kick wasn't good. Connolly wide, back to where she started a moment ago. Collins takes the mark.
Central not very direct just at the moment. Crisscrossing the ground. Platten gives him a lead. Collins goes towards Wilson. Robertson and Bythean. Hart. Collier. Simons. Well done, Van Dommel. Now Van Dommel's a fair way out. Smothered by Collier. Getting back on it, Robertson and also Hodson. Conley tries to barge his way through. He's going to get a free kick against Simons. Conley's got a chance to score for Central District.
It's about 35 metres from goal. He's already saved for them once when he came around that half-forward line a moment ago to cover an error kick. Now he's got an opportunity to score the goal. Very promising young player. Big future ahead of him. Getting an opportunity this year up forward for Centrals. Just sneaks it inside the left-hand goal post. The first score to Centrals, first score for the game. They're one goal, Torrens yet to score.
Stephen Conley getting the first after getting a free kick. Van Dommel's kick had been smothered earlier on. Conley got the chance. Simons quickly got back. He was the player, in fact, who had smothered the ball off the boot from Van Dommel. But he gave away the free kick. Conley's got a strong body and he kicked well from the pocket, and Central District lead by 6 points.
So big Michael O'Neill taps it away out towards the wing. Comes up in the air. Now Central's going forward. Down, Dillon gets it to Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch to full forward. Bubner in front. Recovers as it comes off hands. Just short. Bird. High in the air. Well done, Renee Van Dommel.
Good mark, that one. Nicolaitis against him. Van Dommel, who's played most of his football as a follower, now in the centre. Peter Krieg, of course, out at the moment. Oh, gee, caught one there from Nicolaitis, and he nearly knocked him down. Vivian, he's just about out to it, Van Dommel.
I think the wind, I think, he knocked the wind out of him, Bruce.
Quazzoli. Lindsay will get a free kick against Bird in the centre. Bruce Lindsay returned to some form last week. Then goes to full forward. He's a lovely kick. Warden and Bubner. Dillon in the front spot. Warden after it. Went through Dillon's legs. Thomas, Carter. Pryor's with him. Well done, Pryor. Only as far as Quazzoli on the centre wing.
So David Quazzoli kicks it into the space. No one able to judge it at all. Trigg picks it up. O'Neill Gets the off hands. Trigg running on again to receive. Tapping it on.
Jamie Thomas with a run of it. Pozzoli gets into his back. Now Trigg. Trigg's left hand handball to Hart. To Norsworthy. To Bird. Bird to Wilson. And he's got it.
That's a good movement on the centre wing. They gave it on quickly. Wilson decides to play on Bytheen. Connolly's put down. Collins, I'm sorry. Now Connolly. Off hands and through for a rush behind to Central Districts. That's a beautiful movement of play up that outer side. Collins getting it in the pocket and flew out of his hands, and Connolly backing up. They could only score the minor.
Kellett to Collier. Now Schimmelbusch is running for him. Collier's being held up for the moment. Drop punt. Morell's got to go against Vivian. Morell much taller and loves to run around with that left foot. Lindsay gets the free kick. No, going to Carter. Not paid the free kick. Same result for Torrens. Carter to Dillon. Dillon, left foot, of course, was always going to be in trouble once he took that ball. And Trigg rebounds and goes long towards Connolly.
Connolly can't get it. Johansson for West Torrens. Down to the half-forward line. Ian Hanna. Well-placed kick. Straight onto his right leg, which is not his natural foot. A free kick in the centre half-back position to Darryl Hart. Knows how to drop back into that spot. He picks himself up a few kicks. To Michael O'Neill. Hodgson from behind, fists it away. Platten now with an opportunity to get a touch. That's well done too as he gives it to Robertson. Robertson stops instead of running on. Dillon tapping it out. Pozzoli in towards the half-forward line. Ball still running on as Hart gets another opportunity. And he's tackled whilst not in possession by Barry Coolmore, and he'll take a free kick.
Darryl Hart from half-back. William Hearn is playing on a half-back flank. He was named as a follower. There have been some changes with Bone dropping out with injury. Hart's kick didn't have a lot of penetration. Platten kicking the ball in danger. And David Pozzoli, who's already had 2 or 3 kicks, is about to get another. Centre wing. Into the square. Robson, Trigg and Hanna. Hearn at the back. Trigg was going to try and soccer off the ground. O'Neill to Collins. Collins to half forward. Robertson thumps it on. Simons did that well. Kellett. Carter. Pozzoli. Pillmore and Wilson. Oh, Wilbert did it well. Simons got back. He had too much pace for Collins. Simons' handball, not all that strong to Pillmore, but he's got the chance and he's going to go to Dillon in the centre, but it's a bad kick. Robertson's got it to Hart.
Hart. Norsworthy. Long lead. Kick not carrying much. It just goes forward. They're not kicking it very far, Connolly. Centrals are doing nothing with the ball, Bruce, in terms of the punch in the kick. It's got no drive. They're working so hard for so little result. But they're showing Torrens a clean pair of heels at the moment. They've played very well against Sturt last week, obviously. Oh, great kick, Stephen Connolly. I don't think anyone touched it. That ball carried a lot harder than everyone expected. And Stephen Connolly kicks the second goal. In fact, it's his second as well. Central Districts at 2-1. Torrens are yet to score.
It'll be very interesting to see on replay whether, in fact, Connolly made that mark. Norsworthy's kick was very short. Connolly dived. He might have just got it before it hit the ground. Much in that. Connolly's kick very strong. Bytheen did well actually at full forward. He just got rid of a couple with his big body and it floated through for a goal.
But back at the centre, Dillon's off to have a rest as O'Neill punches it forward. Chris Kellett. It's a well-placed kick from centre half-back. William Hearn. Looks as though he's returned to half-back today, Bruce. Either that or he's changing back there on the Ruck Rovers. Player dropping a mark there for West Torrens. For Stephen Stretch. Morell. High in the air. The centre half forward. Hanna in front again. And he's marked the ball. Hearn caught a fraction behind.
Hanna goes wide. Warden's given him the lead. Bubner. Thomas and Warden. Warden did well not to fall over in the first place because Thomas hit him fairly with a hip and shoulder. He kept his feet. Finally went to ground as Hodgson's coming off for Hamill. West Torrens making a change. They're running their rucks off the interchange bench. Dillon must be injured, I think, or there must be some query because I'm sure they're not running their followers from the interchange bench. Free kick, go to Warden in the pocket. He's kicked a lot of goals in the last 3 weeks.
He's a big man, 7'5" and 5. Robson. We saw that on the replay. If you're watching Channel 7 early this morning, you saw some highlights from last week when he flew up in the front of a pack. And he's done it again today. Dry ball. West Torrens with a charge, and we've dropped it badly onto the foot. Through from behind. Mistimed the kick completely. So West Torrens are on the scoreboard. They're 1 point. Training Central Districts 2-1.
Michael O'Neill goes wide. Bubner. Cozzoli. Stretch to centre half forward. Well, tricky one there for Trigg. He did well in the end. Robson's there. And it's going to be a ball up. So good contest at the moment. 2-1 to a point. 13-1. O'Neill and Hamill. Hannah comes in to help out. Got up very high. Nicolaitis. Pillmore. And once again a ball up. So not much happening just for the moment.
A lot of players around the ball. The whole area's moved in. Hamill puts his hand on the ball and Lindsay gets hit around the head and takes the free kick. He plays on quickly. Schimmelbusch, I can hear him from up here calling for it. He's dropped the mark though. Dives on the ground. Vivian goes over the top of him. Schimmelbusch in possession. Kicks it forward. Bubner can't take it. Coming across for Central District's Clohessy. And then finally out of attack through Pryor. Very good kick. That's a much more direct kick up the ground too.
Conley, Cozzoli, Johansson. Pace of the game's picked up a bit. Schimmelbusch, Morell. He's always got plenty of time, Robert Morell, and that's a pretty good leg to fall forward. Oh, Warden, that's a very good grab. Oh, play on the umpire says.
Yes, I think Bubner touched it.
Hannah has goaled. I think, no, just missed. It was looked good off the boot. Goal umpire making a lot of ground at the end, though. So that's a point to Hannah.
So I think that slid through Bubner's arms and his chest a little bit, Bruce, but Warden certainly took it. When it hit his hands, he grabbed it very strongly.
So West Torrens doing some attacking now. Central District had a lot of the ball early, but as Robert mentioned, they didn't get a lot of result from some of their possessions.
Peter Bubner with a screw punt to the edge of the square. In fact, he's reached into the square. Robert Morell, who's done very well early in this quarter. Tall man, 15-metre penalty. Michael O'Neill running across the line of the mark. Trying to chase Mick Hamill. Morell's bolted. He's in trouble now. Short kick. Robson coming out the contest. Good recovery. Tries to handball it back. Stephen Trigg.
Goes short to O'Neill. Just a little too far for him in the end. But the big fellow's got a bit of balance. Thomas runs for him. Then forced to kick quickly. Collier and Hart. Hart, Johansson. Bird came in powerfully, but Johansson stood his ground. Cozzoli getting a lot of touches. That one wasted. Plattens onto him. And might have been just a fraction lucky to get a free kick. So Cozzoli's going to go to Hamill on the centre wing. And the big fellow takes it easy.
And he's marked. Get the play on. The umpire calling play on too. Hamill high in the air, back towards the centre of the ground. Kim Dillon. No, God, Stephen Stretch would be more like Kim Dillon. Stretch high. Robson setting himself. Brings it to ground. Norsworthy gets it. Vivian. Round the corner. Stretch again. Good mark. Just having to think about whether he should kick it into the centre. Instead of that, he chooses to kick a very long screw punt. Off hands Carter, just tapping it out to Robson. Well done. Robson looking for Lindsay, but he wasn't able to control his leg. He's kicked it too far and out of bounds in the forward pocket for West Torrens.
They're trailing 2 points to 2-1. Warden and Bytheen. They'll contest it. Well, Warden got up very early and gave away a free kick. So Peter Bytheen, who looks like he's going to change with O'Neill at full forward. He's going to go wide to Bubner. Central District showing confidence in one another. Now Connolly's very long on the lead. Johansson's out there with him. Corzoli at the back. And Bird. Johansson just holds up his leg. Stretch fell over. Collins. Van Dommel. Norsworthy missed it, but had enough time. He's playing very wide, Norsworthy, with the ball. Collier. Pure Mortar Collier. Thomas. Mistakes creeping in. Norsworthy. Hart. Hart goes to the pocket. Connolly on a lead. Getting back there was Enright. And also Johansson. And we're going to have a ball in. So from one end to the other, with a few mistakes being made, Central leading 2-1 to 2 points. Connolly's got both the goals so far in the game.
O'Neill in front. Hamill from behind. Hamill crashing it down to Connolly. Connolly playing on the defensive side. He goes to centre half forward. Wilbur from behind. Almost put some sticky fingers onto it. Collier. A free kick in the centre of the ground. We played to Nicolaitis. To the wing. Robson in front, making a lead. Morrell hitting it away. Norsworthy, nice prop. To half forward. He's taking the mark. Darryl Hart. Plays very tall for what would appear to be a fairly short fellow. And he's played on, kicking around his body too much and through from behind. So it's 2-2 to 2 points. Central's leading.
Greg Flanagan's usually a beautiful kick. Let's see what he does. Off one leg almost in the end. He looks for Nicolaitis in the centre. Against him Collins. Still with Collins. Stretch and Collins. Ooh, Stretch giving away a free kick to Collins. They both really went for a dive at the same time. Collins must have been a half a head in front and he got the free. Both players not good enough then to keep their balance. And the result is that Collins has the chance to put Central District 3 goals in front. Fair way out, but we haven't seen him really have a set shot before in league football. He's timed it well, but hooked it in the end. And in fact, he hasn't done a good job at all. He's kicked the ball out of bounds on the fall. So a reprieve for Torrens.
They kicked the ball in for West Torrens. Greg Flanagan. A pretty long left footing kick. It's down the member stand wing. Bytheen spoiling it forward. Recovers the ball himself. Dummies the hand, gives it to Platt. Just slightly missed the body. But Platten's got the reflex. A little bit of English stuff in that one. Well done, John Platten. Reacted quickly to the bad handball. Kicked the goal. Central's a 3-2. Torrens 2 points. And the Bulldogs are really barking.
Stretch coming off and Dylan coming back on. Well, that's John Platten's first goal for a lot of weeks in league football. And we've seen George Best in action this week at Hindmarsh Stadium, and George would have been pretty pleased with John on that occasion. Off the ground and through it went, and the Dogs have got a break.
Mick Hamill, Peter Bytheen. Bytheen straight to Platten. Platten to half forward. He's found some space. Wilson gets to the mountains. Can't take the ball. In fact, nobody's going to take the ball. She's just squatted out of the little pack like a slippery piece of soap as they're all sitting on the ground. And the umpire will bounce it at centre half forward.
Hamill gets back there with O'Neill. Hamill won the tap to Dylan. Platten hasn't taken long to find his football legs around his body. Flanagan and Robertson. Dylan with a very good hip and shoulder. Still with Dylan. He's enjoyed a very good season. The McGarry medalist in the reserves competition last year. Hamill through his legs. Schimmelbusch, free kick. You would have, to coin an old phrase, Ken Howard, who was famous for it in Sydney, the race caller, bet London knew a brick that Schimmelbusch was going to fall over in that incident.
Schimmelbusch to centre half forward. It's about a 40-metre kick. Very good fly by Robson. Well played as Hearn takes it off hands to Vivian. Vivian gets his full run in. Front position. A very good mark at full back to Greg Flanagan. Schimmelbusch making position to receive. Doing it well. Into the centre of the ground.
Corzoli started well. Low scoring game so far. Carter's on a lead. Carter in the front spot tries to get rid of the tackler, of course he's a former Bulldog. Vivian to Hart. Hart's had a lot of touches. Goes across to Bird, who's about to get his first kick today. O'Neill versus Flanagan. Enright, Wilson goal. Well done. Wilbur Wilson's kicked his first, and Robert Central will pinch the break here, 4-2 to 2 points.
Yes, they're obviously in very good form from last week. They followed on to that form. They've played against a team that's playing at a high rate of knots. West Torrens have had some very bad losses in the losses they've lost this year. The opposition team's kicking very high scores, and it's happened during the past few weeks, in fact, that they've had a couple of bad losses, one to Sturt in particular. I think Sturt ended up kicking 30 goals against them. But Wilson got in there so quickly then, fooled Robbie Enright completely.
Hamill against Bytheen. Hart. Platten and Enright. Well done, Robbie Enright. That's a splendid mark.
Pillmore's loose at centre-half back. Takes the mark and then plays on quickly to the centre. Hannah from the front, he's been in front all the time. Collins can't take it. Hearn banging it out. Giving Peter Collins the opportunity again. It's pressured into a little kick back across to the centre, where Kim Dillon marks the ball. To centre-half forward. Schimmelbusch has got down there. Very good half volley. It was a good take by Schimmelbusch. Just couldn't get past the tackle though.
Bytheen and Hamill. Bytheen puts his body in. Hamill over the top. Lindsay to Pillmore. Almost an airy by Pillmore, but he gets in after it again. He got a high tackle. Thomas. Hart. Smothered by Carter. Dillon. Goes back to Collier. Now Kellett. Dillon again. He's in trouble. He's out of trouble.
He should have given that handball in the first place.
Missed Lindsay's body and put him under great pressure. Kellett. Torrens are making some mistakes. Dillon. Johansson. Lindsay. Gee, they've worked hard for this to Collier.
That was better though when Lindsay got his hands on it finally, Bruce. He certainly got rid of it much more quickly.
Nicolaitis on a long lead in the pocket. Goes to Robson. That handball had some punch. Robson's gone. Pryor's got him off the ground by Collins. As far as Trigg, he got a very awkward one there, Trigg. Collins. Norsworthy. Still with Norsworthy. And it's going to be a ball in.
He's tight, all right. Very good tackling. A moment ago when Lee Robson missed the ball, or was I say, he missed getting clean possession, and he had the handball away. He certainly recovered quickly. It's a very tight game. Another bounce down. A lot of players around the ball. About 20 of them, in fact. Hannah. Pizzoli. Hannah knocking it on. Hamill. Hart. Trigg. Into the space. Ball running on.
Kellett to Pizzoli to Johansson. Johansson to Hannah. Van Dummel tries to run him down. Robson got a very awkward one. Lindsay, he's in good touch, Lindsay.
Oh, really is.
Round his body, Butner took the chance. Now Carter thumps it back, only as far as Pryor. This Central District defence, which has been very good all year, is standing up to it so far. Collins, Norsworthy, gave it away first up to Bird. Bird's got some space and some time. Platten took off early. Enright. Collier has to give ground. Johansson always set him up, Robert. He's in trouble. Robertson's got him. That was a bad handball. Bytheen tries to play it on, but it'll come back to Robertson.
He didn't react very quickly though. He must have felt that player coming in to him. He didn't spin at all. And Robertson with a long kick to the goal square. Off hands. And through for a rush behind. So Central Districts are 4-3. West Torrens 2 points.
Peter Bytheen again did that pretty well. Mick Hamill off, and going on is Hodson. Bytheen in the goal square, getting rid of a couple. Flanagan goes to the centre square. Nicolaitis was pushed in the back, no free kick. Hannah. Bird tries to break through. Oh, Wilson's got a high one.
As I thought, Bird was a little unfortunate to miss the free in the first place as he came through, but this will be more advantageous to Central Districts. Wilbur Wilson a little closer to goal. Impeded. Too high.
We've seen him miss a few in recent weeks, Robert. Wilbur's been offline a little. In fact, it was mentioned during the week, had he kicked straight, then Sturt might have gone under last week.
And Wilbur Wilson, very deliberate Really having a good look at the goal. Not going to miss this one, I'd say, the way he's lined it up. Wilbur Wilson, very deft kick. 5-3 to Central Districts, 2 points to Torrens.
Flanagan went to the centre there. Nicolaitis, in fact, looked as if he'd got a shove out. It wasn't paid, and then Bird looked like he should have got a free kick. Wilson's ball skills have always been first class, and he got a high tackle. And Wilbur from 45 to 50 metres out made no mistake. So this is a flying start now for Central District.
Big Michael O'Neill still in there for Centrals. He's put his hand on this ball, but Hodgson, his opponent, gets the bounce off the ground. Van Dommel, Platten has the ball intercepted. Pillmore picks it up. And there'll be a free kick in the centre of the ground to Rene Van Dommel for holding the man. Just kicking slightly across the line, off hands. Dillon now in possession as he receives the ball from Collier.
Simons to centre half forward. Hannah. Dillon. Schimmelbusch. Robson. He put him under pressure though, Schimmelbusch then. Pryor. Central District are standing up to it. Corzoli. Oh, he's had a good start. He went to play on to Pillmore. Pillmore had Nicolaitis running for him. Nicolaitis goes to Carter, and the big fellow takes the mark, but they've been forced to go a bit wide, Robert.
They're running it down pretty quickly though, Bruce. Where they've been caught, I think their handball's a little bit slow at the moment, getting it from body to body. Umpires make it difficult to mark today. He's got to really hang on to them. Lindsay again, he's in good touch. It was a beautiful little handball, but Platten's got it away after a bit of fumbling. He goes to half forward to Connolly. Connolly with a high leap. Takes the mark over Johansson. He's only going to lob it in the square. He's done the right kick. But Enright's marked it. Not marked it, touched it before it's gone over the line. Oh, how close. That was a photo finish.
What a great kick by Conley. Dillon. Morrell with the run of it. Vivian will get back on it. Things are just running for Central at the moment. Van Dommel. Awkward kick, but it's going to come off the half. Van Dommel on the wrong leg there.
So Hart at half forward.
This is his 8th kick coming up, Robert. It's a great start for him.
Darryl Hart certainly knows how to get where the ball is. 45 metres. He's timed it. It's accurate. It's a goal. 6-4 to Central Districts, 2 points to Torrens. And what a great start this is for the Bulldogs. They've certainly got their mindset on getting off to a good start this quarter and heading towards the final 5.
Daryl Hicks has had some problems in recent weeks. He'd be pretty happy at the moment. This is just what he wanted. That kick by Van Dommel looked very awkward, but it was accurate. Hart didn't let him down. It was a fine kick. So Central District lead 40-2.
The bounce is a little inaccurate. Hodgson contested with Platten. Schimmelbusch gets the run of the ball. Down again for another free kick. He's certainly getting where the ball is. Away he goes to half forward. High. It's brought away by Trigg. Thomas getting to the ball first. He'll get a free kick as Ian Hanna pushes him at the back. Jamie Thomas just backward of half back. 50 metres to the wing. Jeff Robertson takes the mark as the siren goes at Football Park. Central's a 6-4, 40. Torrens, 2 behinds, 2 points. Start of the second quarter. Exciting first quarter in which Central's kicked 6-4 to Torrens, 2 points. It's Hamill in the ruck. He just knocks it forward and it's kicked forward by number 34 is Collins. A camping new player for Central Districts. Johansson kicking it off the ground up towards half forward. Pryor coming across for Centrals. Dummies a handball, hangs it up in the air.
Chloe Hesse, Robert.
Chloe Hesse to O'Neill. Schimmelbusch spoils. O'Neill going between them. Well done, big fellow. Bird running across the ground again, but then he finally straightens up. And his first movement was sideways. He gets it into Peter Bytheen, and he marks it cleanly over the top of Greg Flanagan. He's about 45, 50 metres from goal. Important Centrals get a couple of early goals this quarter to consolidate their lead if they possibly can. They've got an opportunity. Bytheen high, inaccurate. Be a little bit disappointed about that. 6-5 to 2 points. Central's in front.
And Enright to bring her back in. Lindsay provides the lead, or Stretch rather it was, who's on the ground. Bything takes an uncontested mark. Torrens at 6s and 7s for the moment. Conley to the goal square. He's missed that one. He kicked very well in the first term. Conley's got 2-2, and it's 6-6 to 2 points. So it's 12 scoring shots to 2, and that's a very big advantage at the moment.
Conley had a player running past him then too, Bruce, and he chose to kick off balance. Could be costly. Well, it was costly on the incident.
Simons, Conley again. Conley goes towards Platten on a lead. Enright with him. Well, Platten did it cleverly. Still with Platten. Norsworthy. Left foot high. Bything should take it easily.
That was magnificent play, Barry Norsworthy. Magnificent play. His body on the ball as he went through the pack, and then instead of having a blaze at the goal, got the call from Peter Bything back in front. What a fantastic kick it was around his body to control it to him, and Bything with his second opportunity for the quarter. Bang, goal, 7-6 to 2 points. Barry Norsworthy making sure that Central Districts are not going to relax and lose this lead.
You've just aged him a few years, right? You're calling him Barry.
Did I really?
You used to play against him.
Yeah, I did.
Mark Norsworthy, but he did it well, didn't he? Platten actually tracked that ball cleverly. He kept the ball in the play. Norsworthy going around onto his left foot, and he hooked it back, and Bything for the second time in the quarter took the mark. He's a bit closer in, of course, this time, and made no mistake. So it's all Central at the moment.
Mick Hamill, Michael O'Neill. Bounce favours O'Neill. He just lays it back to Collins. Collins gets another opportunity from a fumble play from half-back Pryor. Platten lets the ball run past into the space. Collier's got the pace to keep with him and knocks it out of bounds. Saves the day for West Torrens. They've got to try to get a little bit of movement going if they possibly can. They're not getting any possessions now. They were getting a few early and making a couple of mistakes, but at the moment Central's really on top.
Hamill and Bything together. Hamill lays it back. Collier falls over. Flanagan. Morrell runs out of space. Ball still in play though. Bything's having a pretty good start to this match. Flanagan. Platten's got him. Flanagan just taps it out. In fact, he's going to get a free kick against Platten for hanging on. He worked very hard there, Greg Flanagan.
He was certainly going to get a free for deliberate out of bounds, I would have said, Bruce, if he hadn't been held on to.
Yes, he looked to be in some strike. That's not a good kick. Hart chipping in. Hart's long handball to Van Dommel. Van Dommel in trouble. Back to Hart. They played the 1-2. Now Schimmelbusch has got Hart. Too slow, Robert.
He didn't feel that player coming behind him at all, Bruce.
Two mistakes have been made. Enright missed Schimmelbusch by a long way. And Van Dommel did it beautifully to Vivian. And Vivian on the run. Left foot, he ran about 40 metres. Bything again. Not quite this time. West Torrens through Johansson. Oh, he had to take a chance. Morrell's got to make it. He trapped it pretty well.
Very good balance as he recovers, goes to centre wing to the Schimmelbusch. He flies high, makes no impression. Hart kicking it forward. And half back.
Enright with a high one.
To centre wing. Off hands. Carter to centre half forward. Jamie Thomas under the ball. Good mark, Thomas. Only Pillmore not quite able to knock that away from him. The Torrens need to keep into that forward line. They're certainly missing Peter Johnston. Mick Hamill. Got to get some advantage play. It's got to happen quickly. Hamill comes slightly across the ground, but he's lobbed in the centre half forward area. Long handball.
William Hearn, it's Quazzoli. Nicolaitis forced to hurry. Lindsay did the wrong thing then. He was waiting for the bounce. Probably should have committed himself a little more. And he was just hoping for it to sit up. And of course it took a bit of a break and ran away from him. But he's been in good touch today, Bruce Lindsay. West Torrens just needs someone to do something a bit special at the moment. Maybe Lee Robson might be the fellow. Again, a ball up. As Robert said, Peter Johnston is being missed. And Robson's been pretty well held by Stephen Trigg up to date.
Well, it's a bit hard at half forward. I'm not really criticising anything, but they need someone to really move and go and get the ball. I think that's what Johnston would provide. Over the top by Hart. Robertson. To the front of the goal square. Looking for Wilbur. And Wilbur Wilson takes the mark. 25 metres out. Straight in front. West Torrens cannot get going in any way at the moment.
It's a little bit like that Sunday, not the Sunday, the Monday game, South and Torrens at Football Park, Robert. They're going about as well as they were that day.
A bit of trouble on the big ground. Wilbur Wilson pulling it across his body slightly. And through from behind. They're bad misses. He's been a good goal kicker for Central Districts. He's kicked 2 goal, 1 today, and Centrals have kicked 7-7.
Flanagan, long handball to Johansson. Johansson gets around Robertson to Kellett. And Kellett lets fly. Warden, so one kick really got that ball to fall forward. Now Lindsay. Lindsay's been in good form. And that is a very good kick. Well done by Bruce Lindsay. And we said a moment ago that somebody had to do something special. Well, maybe that's it. 1-2 to 7-7. Lindsay's got his first.
Bruce Lindsay's always looked as though he's going to do something up forward. He definitely has good ball touch. He's playing with a great deal of control of his body and himself. He's not the reckless player we saw as a youngster, at which time he used to fly high, play recklessly. Obviously his knee injuries have caused him a little bit of difficulty, but nevertheless, on that occasion, great aplomb, great certainty of skills. His first quarter handballs, some were excellent. So back in the centre of the ground, Michael O'Neill, Mick Hamill. O'Neill hitting it forward. Coming across is Cozzoli. Hamill held on to whilst not in possession. Takes the free kick. Away he goes. High to half forward. Coming out for West Torrens to take a well-judged mark. Ian Hanna. He can get that distance too. He's a very good kick. Just going to do a short run. Goes for the screw punt. It's carrying all the way, I think. No. Touched. Right on the goal line. Darryl Warden most unimpressed. Be interesting to see that one again, because it seemed to me that he touched it with his hands well over the line, but there's no luck for Torrens today. They're 1-3, Central's a 7-7. Ball to the outer side, off Morell's hands. Handball out to Hanna. Hanna goes in short to the centre half forward position. Lindsay trying to mark it, he can't. Chloe Hesse's got it. He's tackled whilst in possession. Flies out of his hands to Platten. Platten to centre wing. And out on the centre wing, Stephen Connolly.
Connolly, who started the game so very well, goes to the centre. Van Dommel and Collier. Nicolaitis. Now Collier to Hamill. Hamill with a hurried kick. Trigg and a Robson. Schimmelbusch. Handball by Pryor to Thomas. Connolly's covered some ground. He was on this side of the ground a moment ago. Morell. Still with Morell. Johansson. Had to get rid of it in a hurry. Nicolaitis did that cleverly. Hamill. Still can't find the body. Free kick to Stephen Stretch. So West Torrens, their game is definitely lifted. Warden on a lead. Bubner did well. Pryor around his body. Morell back there. Vivian.
He goes in towards the half forward line. He's hit a bit of space there. There's no one up there except for Chris Kellett, the centre half back. Long kick to half forward. Spoiled away well by Warden. Schimmelbusch to the goal square. Robson takes out of Trigg's hands and then scuffs it through. Well done by the centre half forward. Torrens get their second. 10 minutes into this quarter, 2-3 to Central's 7-7.
Well, what a great contest between two fine players, and Stephen Trigg and Lee Robson that was. It was a high one by Schimmelbusch into the goal square, and I'm not sure whether, I doubt whether the mark would have been paid to Robson, because I think Trigg might have had a bit of it as well, and Robson's strength won the day, but it was a great contest, and it's 15-49.
Kim Dillon's back on the ground for West Torrens. Stephen stretches off. Python tapping it forward to Platten, but he can't get possession of the ball. Dillon immediately kicks it up towards the half-forward position, where it's tapped on. Coming across is Jamie Thomas, and he gives it to Chloe Hesse.
Robert Robson's at full forward with Warden at centre half forward. Kohesi with a floater. Van Dommel. Oh, that's a bad handball. He's going to get away with it. Thomas was just a bit lucky that Carter got a bad bounce. Pryor to half forward. Norsworthy, that's a good mark.
He looks in pretty good touch too, Bruce, at the moment. He's moving to the ball very confidently.
Does play a bit short at times though, Robert, and he's going to pay the penalty.
That was a bad kick as Morrell receives from Dillon. He goes across with a long handball to Nicolaitis. Taps it off on the ground. Central are able to get in. Away again. Vivian now with an opportunity.
Pryor's handball missed the body, but Vivian got it. Robertson. Not of error still. Oh, that's a good handball to Vivian. Now Kenny goal. Drop punt. Wilson. Oh, that's a good mark. What's Wilbur doing? Straight to O'Neill. Hasn't improved the angle a great deal, but he's a lot closer. By a lot, I mean he's 3 times as close. He's a metre out. Wilbur was 3 out, and he's hit the post.
Get another shot as he's called time off.
Gee, Robert, that handball of Robertson's was very, very good. He punched it to Vivian.
He's a left-handed handball, and when he came around onto that side, you'd be a bit inclined to think you had him in trouble, but no.
Let's have a look and see what he can do from here, the big fellow. Torrens have been making a bit of a run at Central.
He's gone back a long way. Got to get at the ball. He's done it well, Bruce, but he's missed. He went back far enough and then came in, tried to get as close as he could, but he's cut it too much and he's kicked his first score, big Michael O'Neill. 7-8 to Central's, 2-3 to Torrens.
Flanagan again. Last time he had a kick in, he kicked it to himself and Torrens got a goal. Short, Morrell. We set him up a bit. Vivian having a good contest out there, those two. Now Enright after Collier gave it to him. Oh, he's in trouble. Norsworthy. Collier. Morrell. Collier.
He's a good player, that Collier, Bruce.
Got a bit of touch, hasn't he? Now Pillmore. Missed the body. Collins. Platten. Left foot. O'Neill and Flanagan. Conley. Conley's snapshot, he's missed it, it's a behind, so Conley's got 2-3 now, and it's 7-9 to 2-3, and the difference is 6 goals.
He's certainly playing very well on that half-forward flank, Stephen Connolly. His opponent can't get anywhere near him at the moment. Who is that on there? It's not Flanagan.
Johansson, Robert.
Yeah, Johansson. The kick in by Flanagan, up the centre of the ground. Hart can't get it. Knocked away by Kellett. Umpire calls play on. Into half forward to Connolly again. Johansson runs straight past it. No recovery at all. This time Connolly's made no mistake. Kicks the goal. 3 goals, 3. He's kicked 8-9 to Central's, 2-3 to Torrens.
Yes, well, Robert mentioned a moment ago that Johansson's in a bit of trouble at half back. And Central District have got a big winner at the moment in Connolly. That time on his wrong leg, on his right, but made no difference. And from about 30 metres out with his 10th kick, he put the ball through. So Central District have got that big break back again. 7 goals in front.
Rene Van Dommel on the back edge of the square for the centre bouncers. Coming in to get it then, and he got it all right, was Peter Collins. Hit up the front, around the head, and he'll get a free kick. Young first-year player. Gets the handball off quickly to Hart. Hart to half forward. Robertson on a lead, well in front of Kellett. Runs onto his left foot, just calmly across the ground. And they're waiting at centre half forward again, Stephen Connolly. Need a very good kick here, Bruce, to score this. And it is a good kick. It's in the goal square. And a push in the back. Michael O'Neill gets the free kick. And let's see if he just lined up a bit more patiently this time. He was very excited last time. He didn't settle himself at all. Peter Vivian just had a word to him and no doubt told him to steady. He must have told him something because he certainly did it better. He's kicked the goal. 9-9 to Central's, 2-3 to Torrens as Michael O'Neill scores his first goal.
The ball from Robertson coming across to Connolly at centre half forward. Conley's just been given far too much latitude, and it was a magnificent kick. Flanagan getting rid of the big fellow O'Neill with the ball in flight. Flanagan taking the mark but giving away the free kick. And O'Neill going back and Vivian giving him a word of encouragement, and he made no mistake. So it's 63-15 and it's a one-horse race just for the moment.
Peter Bytheen, Greg Hodson. Bytheen's done well in the ruck. This time he lays it down, only as far as Dylan. Was that Norsworthy gave that across? Collins, yes. Into half forward. Collier, who's got very fine touch in my opinion. Rebounding for West Torrens. Pizzoli. Johansson. Hannah. Back to Pizzoli. Half forward. And in front, William Hearn.
Nicolaitis out of the centre, playing in a pocket or a half-forward flank, really. Hodson, Collins with a very quick kick. Robertson missed the body. Bird, Kellett's got hold of him. Still in play. Kellett tried to tap it to Hannah. Collins got on top of it, and it's going to be a ball up.
Umpire Foster really is an experienced umpire. He's done very well, Bruce. He lets those plays all go on now, and the ball flying out of hands allows the backup to occur and make the game a real team game. Good to see.
Bytheen just lays it to Norsworthy. Norsworthy had a fit of the fumbles. He's pretty disappointed with himself too, as he just tells himself one grab next time mark. So Bytheen and Hodson again. Bytheen laid his hand on it. Norsworthy ran past. Hart gave it away quickly. Hannah just barges one tackle, barges the next. Then has a good look at Des Foster, and Des says it's yours, Hannah.
I think he thought he was going to take it off him because he pushed the player a little bit high. But the offending Central player was penalised for around the neck. Jeff Collier, what a wonderful game he's played in the half-back flank. Early leap there by Stephen Trent. Free kick to Darryl Warden. Kim Dillon running on, takes the mark in the forward pocket. Warden's been shifted to centre half forward. Swapping with Lee Robson in an effort to get some attack into that area and some movement. Dillon comes in, gets the distance, and is accurate. So West Torrens has scored again. They're 3-3 now. Still trailing by 6 goals, 6. Central's 9-9.
Very good kick there by Dillon. Warden getting a free kick. Trick went very early. Collier had taken the mark earlier on, and Warden played it on quickly to Dillon on a lead. And Dillon is a fine kick, whether on the run or from a set shot. He's kept Torrens within 42 points.
Well, Central Districts have kicked 3 goals, 5 this quarter to 3-1. Torrens making somewhat of a comeback now as Hannah goes into the forward line, only to find Jamie Thomas resolute in defence. Jamie Thomas. This kicks the screw punt slightly, doesn't carry. Ian Hannah takes another mark.
He's playing in the centre of it, Hannah, with Nicolaitis on that flank.
To full forward. Off hands. No one yet. Warden. Carter. Almost achieved the impossible. So Carter's scored his first score for the match. He's kicked 1 point, 3-4 to Torrens, and 9 goals, 9 to Central Districts.
Bubner with the post still rattling behind him. Warden starting to get a couple of touches at centre half forward. It's a well-timed kick by Bubner. Trigg takes it on his chest. Must have been touched though, because it was cool play on. Pryor's kick smothered by Morell. And again a ball in. So as Robert indicated a moment ago, this quarter's been pretty even, but it is important now with 10 minutes to go that Torrens can bridge the gap, because if Central District can hold them until half-time, then this lead is going to be massive. Norsworthy, Hart, Vivian, forced to kick in a hurry. Van Dommel, Kellett much taller, and he's been given the free kick.
Chris Kellett, centre half-back for West Torrens. Dillon gives him the lead towards the centre. He's a very good kick, Kellett. That's 70 metres. Trigg high. O'Neill off hands. Flies away. That was Nicolaitis, I think, that threw that out quickly. Kick forward by Thomas. No one able to get possession yet in the centre. Finally, it's Hodson who picks it up and gives it to Hart, and he can't get it either. There'll be a bounce down in the centre square, just slightly towards Central's end.
David Quazzoli was the player who took the handball from Paul Nicolaitis, and he's in some trouble. Took a very hard hip and shoulder. He's been a good player, so let's hope he's all right. Dillon to Carter. Carter's handball was very poor. Missed by Collins. Bird. Vivian. Goes short. Robertson and Kellett. Helping out was Hannah. Dillon. Flanagan. Quazzoli's on his feet. Collier. Enright. That's confidence. Hannah. They've got to try. I think this is the way they've got to do it. They've just got to try to keep the ball moving as quickly as they can.
They've got to get their team play going. Dillon around his body. Quazzoli drops the mark. Lindsay, very good reflex to Schimmelbusch. Very high. Warden, Pillmore off hands to Robson. Very good kick. Robson can't complete them up. Butler's got the pace to be with him. Holding the man. Lee Robson handballing it out in front of him.
Carter on a lead as Hamill's come on for Hodgson. Platten. Torrens playing it short and they're going to pay for it. Hart to O'Neill. Now the big fellow finally gets balanced and kicks the ball 70 metres. Robertson, that's a splendid mark in the front. Wilson was coming over the back, his teammate. Now Bytham wants it quickly in the square. Collins is going to get it short. He's got time to run on if he wants to. No, he's going to hold it up. So coming on is Stretch with Dillon coming off. Wilgie Collins decided to go short and it missed the body.
Morrell on centre wing. Goes back to Schimmelbusch. Schimmelbusch short to Carter. Carter misses the half volley. Picked up and kicked forward by Pryor. Schimmelbusch again. He's found the space in the centre half forward region. Hannah can't get it. Treat comes through confidently as a centre half back should with that sort of a kick. Wide to the wing, giving Connolly the opportunity. Treat runs on. Connolly decides to give him a miss because he's covered. And Greg Flanagan marks.
To Enright. Stretch. West Torrens running Dillon and Stretch off the interchange. They're doing the South Adelaide today. Quazzoli. Enright's backed up well. Warden wants it long. Oh, well done, Bubner. Bubner and Trigg are very good athletes, Robert, and they're doing it pretty well at full-back and centre-half back respectively. As Bubner goes to centre-half forward, Kellett from the back, Robertson, now Enright. Kick not good, and Collins has taken the mark. He's made a pretty good start to this game, Collins.
Well, really has. Gets to the fall of the ball well. Takes it very calmly. Schimmelbusch. Into the space out wide. Stretch at full stretch as Vivian comes across. Robertson's leading to recover. It's a good movement by Robertson on the recovery. In towards Bytham. He's got the run of it. Flanagan's too good. Full back to the centre. Stretch. Slowing down for a moment. Players well marked up ahead.
Sorry, Robert, I was going to say, had Hannah very short if you wanted him.
Yeah, that's be bad news at the way they're playing at the moment. Not accurate enough over the short distance and not confident enough. Hamill can't get it, but it flies away from him. Collins. Quazzoli's under it. Just taps it forward. Platten. Schimmelbusch. Around the neck. Free kick.
Two state rovers together, Robert. Little Schimmelbusch and Platten. It's a character, that Schimmelbusch. He goes to full forward. Warden from the back, Bubner. Thomas. He's played a good game, Jamie Thomas. Pillmore's got him. Still Thomas. Oh, he's a terrier. Well done. To Bubner. To Hearn. To Platten. Platten's lost none of his skill with that time off. To Conley. Conley, of course, has been the big winner up forward today. Quickly onto his left leg with his 12th kick. Bytham. Well done by Flanagan. Hart. And again a ball up.
Yes, Darryl Hart sharking the pack well then. Got in front of it. Central coming into the time-on period with a 6.5 or nearly 7-goal lead at half-time. Hamill is laying it back to Hart. Gives it off quickly to Van Dommel and Wilbur Wilson. Ever alert. Little short kick. As soon as it's off the boot, just shows you how hard he was concentrating. wasn't looking for the easy kick over the top. He was just looking for that little missed kick, and as soon as it left the boot, he sprinted away for a couple of metres. Chips it towards goal. And Wilbur did not steady. The first 2 kicks he had today, remembered his inaccuracy last week, really concentrated. And now, when there's 6 goals, 5 in front, a little careless.
Flanagan wants Kozoli. Bird did it well. Schimmelbusch and Hart. Johansson and Bird. Kozoli is going to get a free kick. Had some touches, David Kozoli. This is kick number 7 with 8 handballs. Goes short, Enright in the centre. Torrens would love a goal or 2 before half-time. Enright with a high one. Carter, Trigg, Robson. O'Neill's got him. And again, it's going to be a ball up. So since quarter time, Central has kicked 3-6 and Torrens 3-2. It's been a pretty even turn.
O'Neill for Central Districts, Hamill for Torrens, and Robson. Hannah. Oh, very well judged mark by Hearn. Goes to the outer side. Vivian. It's an unfortunate bounce, he's kept his eye on it. Hannah runs over the top of him. Well done, Peter Vivian. Bad bounce. Remained under the fall of the ball all the time. Barry Norsworthy. Gilmore's after him. Norsworthy goes that short kick again. He did it a moment ago, but Platten's got great pace. Gives himself a metre or 2 in front. Central's just at the moment got that bit of speed to get to the front spot. They seem to be catching West Torrens a little flat-footed. The kick is high. It's off hands. Hamill can't get it. Collins. Oh, how beautiful he did it and then missed it. Peter Collins, he would cut his leg off. Magnificent bit of footy. That's very good football, Bruce. His movement through that pack, sign of a very, very good player.
That's for certain. He's been in top form today. He's had 12 kicks. First time we've seen him in league football. And 7 handballs, so he's had 19 touches.
I think he's played an excellent game.
Kellett goes straight down the ground. Enright just couldn't keep his foot. Bythiem, Flanagan. He's played pretty well, Flanagan, in this term because he's been under great pressure. Kozoli, Collier, that's good football. Collier can run on to Stretch. Stretch from centre half forward. Strong and powerful, and Bubner's good enough. Well done. He didn't panic, did he?
He certainly didn't. And he goes out of the pocket. It's a strong take taken out there by Pryor, I think it is. Goes to the centre of the ground to Hannah. Not a good kick. Hannah quickly, just a little short kick. Schimmelbusch coming back in towards centre half forward. Very high. Robson with an opportunity from the front. And he's got it. Well done, Lee Robson.
It's a beautiful mark, Robert. They need a good kick here. They've kicked 1-1, Robson. Won't be a lot of time on in this quarter with only 6 goals being kicked.
The kick's a little wobbly again. It was like the first one he kicked, Bruce. He's dropping just outside the line of his leg. Just hitting the outside edge. Goes through for a behind. So it's 3-5 to 9-11. Central still well in front.
Bubner. Triggs provided the lead. Conley over the back. And Triggs finally got the mark. Was going to play it on. Now forced to. Gets rid of Hannah. Collins. That's his 20th touch as he handballs to Norsworthy. Norsworthy one bounce. It's the best we've seen him play for some time too.
It was a great kick to full forward. Bythiem with one hand. Flanagan gives it across quickly to Keller. Enright.
Sorry, Robert, he ran out of bounds, Enright. I think the ball was with him, but
umpire was on a curve and couldn't quite pick it. So there's the siren as Johansson marks it. Central's well in control at half-time at Football Park. They're 9-11-65. West Torrens 3-5-23.
Start of the second half with Central leading 9-11 to 3-5. They held Torrens in that second term and set up a big lead in the first. Hamill, Schimmelbusch with a quick kick. Robson at centre half forward. Stretch, very good pick up. Lindsay off the ground. Hearn, who's looked much more comfortable in the back line today than he has as a follower. Schimmelbusch. Nicolaitis has had a quiet one. Collins hasn't. He's been a star. And goes wide, and Conley, who's been another outstanding player, takes the mark.
I would say if And Peter Collins playing his second league game today, Bruce. A very impressive debut. Indeed, it's almost a debut game, a second game player. What a magnificent game he's played. He set Centrals up all day long from the centre of the ground. In fact, I would say he would have done equally as well, if not better, than Peter Creed could have done under the same circumstances. It's a credit to him, and I would say it's a big future for him if he can just maintain the form he's shown today.
So Platten with a strong drop punt, just missing. Kicked it very well, actually. So Platten today has scored 1-1. He's had a good return to football, and it's 9-12 to 3-5. And really, Robert, Torrens have got to do something quickly.
Greg Flanagan is about to start it with his kick in to the centre square. Van Donald quickly to the ball. Central's confident. West Torrens not confident. Van Donald with the opportunity to kick it back over Flanagan's head. Kicks it badly, as they did at the start of the last quarter. 9-13 to 3-5.
Again, Flanagan. Didn't time that one. Oh, that's a good catch by Vivian, and he played on immediately. Hart caught. Kellett. Collier. Schimmelbusch. Robson provides the lead. Just a little wide. Trigg, and it's going to be a ball in. Been a good duel, Robert, Trigg and Robson.
Certainly has. West Torrens haven't given their forwards a great deal of opportunity. And very fumbly, there's not been a lot of two grabbing. Hamill in the front. It's long and strong towards his goals. Trigg in front, takes possession, then has an airy handball. Gives Lindsay the opportunity.
Stretch, Robert.
Stretch, I'm sorry, round his body. Skids it along the ground and through from behind. 3-6 to Torrens, 9-13 to Centrals. Torrens now with the ball in their forward line. Can they keep it there?
So Bubner, he's got Trigg short. He's decided not to go there. He'll look for O'Neill, I should imagine. That's the direction he's heading, but he's not going to get that far. Finally did, though. Hamill. Still working it along in front of him to Collier. Collier got a pretty good bounce in the end. As Robert said in the first half, he's been a good player. Johansson's playing, not Johansson, Pillmore. Simons, he's obviously playing up forward. Missed Nicolaitis' body, and Pryor, who's had a very good game, goes short, and they've got a paddock. Hart's only got to get it to Wilson, and they're in business.
And that he does. Darryl Hart receiving well. Platten in short. And he's got the ball. Peter Bytheen leading at the same time. I think Bytheen would have been better served than Brewster stood in the goal square. It's amazing. Both of the Central District players led together, and as a result, John Platten's about 20 metres out further than he would have been if he'd have held ground. That's a good kick. Carrying the whole distance. 10-13 to Central Districts. 3-6 to Torrens.
Well, that's just the start that Daryl Hicks would have wanted after half-time, to take advantage of the big lead they had. There's a paddock there once Hart got the ball. Quickly to Wilson. And to Wilson, who's been a damaging player, took his time about it, and he saw that Platten was on a lead. As Robert said, Bytheen leading as well. Platten's kick was a very, very strong one, and he's kicked 2 goals now, and this is a very big margin, 49 points.
Michael O'Neill, McHamill, Hamill forward. Hannah to the goal square. Carter's in there at the moment. They put him to full forward off Bubner's hands. Robson, beautiful recovery. He's got the opportunity to score. Goes towards stretch. It's off hands. He's got the opportunity for a quick one. And he's kicked it. He's missed it. Through from behind, Stephen Stretch. His second score this quarter. He's kicked 2 behinds. Torrens' total score for the quarter. They're now 3 goals, 7.
8 goals the difference. Bubner goes to O'Neill. Cozzoli had to fly with him. Hearn and Hannah. Ball still in play, now out of play, and it's going to be a ball in. So 73 to 25. Central District set up this big lead in the first quarter. Mainly in the second half of the first quarter. They led 6-4 to 2 points. Robson over the top. Norsworthy's had a very good game to Thomas. Thomas out of bounds on the foot. So what can Torrens do? They're obviously missing Johnston up forward, but they really do need to string together 3 or 4 quick goals to get them within some sort of touch. As Collier goes towards Robson, Trigg with him, Norsworthy, He's giving that handball away quickly today. O'Neill, Van Dommel had an area, and now Conley.
Hearn in the square. Coming out wide. Fisted away by Hart, just Simon's chest. Kellett with the ball in front of him.
Morrell, Robert.
Morrell it is, quite right. Short kick to Schimmelbusch. Straight up in the air he goes to half forward. Hannah. A couple of well-judged marks in short and accurately. Bubner's right alongside Carter. Robson, little chip shot over the top. Lee Robson battling on. 4 goals now to Torrens. 4-7 to 10-13.
Oh, that was good football by Robson. Magnificent ball skills. Hannah's grab was a beauty on the half-forward flank, and he went in short to Carter, but Robson trapped it when it came off Carter's body. He had a couple of Central Districts players around him, but he weaved his way clear, and he kicked very accurately. He's a good player, Lee Robson. He's now kicked 2 goals, and there's 7 the difference.
Michael O'Neill. Mick Hamill for Torrens. O'Neill with a height advantage. Intercepted very well there by Nicolaitis. Bubner, an exciting mark. Just twisting in the air so that he didn't touch Carter. And plucked the ball beautifully. Kicks to the outer side, where it runs out of bounds just before Bird can take it. Hoping that the young player would be able to get it. Darryl Hicks in meditation. I think it'd be blissful meditation at this stage.
And he must be pretty confident. There's 7 in front. Really a game for the 5 for both teams, because whoever loses really can't make it from here on in. Pryor with a long one. Wilson. Now Hamill. Round his body. Collins and Nicolaitis. Schimmelbusch. Dylan. Schimmelbusch again. He gets a lot of touches.
He's giving himself 2 chances by making an error with his handball, Bruce. He's always there, has to get and recover the play. So Stephen Stretch takes it at half forward.
Mark Pryor's played very well on the mark.
High and strong to the goal square. Fisted away. Robson went early, then was interfered with. Didn't want it. He's going to get on with the game. He's a great competitor, Lee Robson. He loves a good competition. Asks no quarter, gives no quarter. Robson in front. Tries to take possession, can't. Platten can't get it. Coolmore can. Flies out of his hands. Platten's still in there. Finally it's Hearn just bungling it out. High in the air by Bubner. And Morrell, who's shown some very good skills. Big tall fellow. Play on called. Schimmelbusch. Always kicking across his body. High to the front of the square though. Bubner can't take this one. Michael O'Neill. Nice gather, big fellow. Bubner. Trigg. The centre half back for Central Districts.
1 bounce. And again. Then doesn't time his kick. In fact, he ran himself under pressure and kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Yes, he had Mick Hamill at centre half back causing him a bit of strife. He didn't want to kick it there. So he lost his concentration altogether.
Johansson. Lindsay fell over. Rule Robson at the back, but it was Trigg in the front. Stretch. Hamill.
Lindsay did that well again, then Bruce did handball.
Schimmelbusch on the run. Very high and straight, and it's a goal. Well done, West Torrens. They've kicked the last 2 goals of the game, and it's 5-7 to 10-13, and Darryl Schimmelbusch says, thank you very much, Bruce Lindsay.
Yes, Bruce Lindsay taking that ball on the centre wing area. He did it in the first quarter very well indeed when he was able to take possessions up forward, give the ball off quickly, something which Centrals have mastered fairly well. So Torrens are only 6 behind, and when I say only 6, there's a long way to go yet. If they can rally a little in this quarter, get to within 2 or 3 at 3/4 time, then I think they're still in with a chance.
Hamill against O'Neill. Remembering Torrens last week came from 5 behind at half-time to win pulling up. Schimmelbusch has had 18 kicks, 6 in this quarter. Oh, Lindsay trapped it well. They've got him though. Thumped on by Hamill. Stretch has given them a little bit of bite in this turn. Hannah tries to thump it back between his legs, but Pryor was in the road. Platten caught. Stretch, ball up.
So they're after the ball now, West Torrens.
Some urgency there, Robert.
Yes. They're not going to give up without some sort of a fight. Hamill coming in front of O'Neill, but O'Neill over the top to Platten. Trigg under it. Carter forward to Lindsay. Lindsay with a real opportunity here. And there she goes, through the big ones. West Torrens is 6-7. Here, can they keep coming, the Eagles? At full flight, 10-13 to Centrals.
Well, we said from the first bounce, really, that Lindsay's been in good touch today. He really hasn't made an error once he's got his hand on the ball. And again, he did very well. It was a very important kick. He had the chance at half forward. He had just enough time to steady up. He kicked high and straight. And Torrens within 5 goals. It's a long way, but Glenn Elliott at least has a bit of hope.
Central could be ruining somewhat, missing that goal again early in this quarter. They kick one. They've had 3 shots early. Now Torrens coming back. Lindsay on a full attack at the ball. Can't get it, but he keeps it in the area. And there'll be another bounce down in the centre square. Torrens now making an effort to get back into this game. Hamill on the ball. Hits it forward to Lindsay. Everybody on top of him. He on top of the ball. Another bounce down. Very great need for Torrens to get some accuracy in their play. Neither ruckman touches the ball. O'Neill, Bytheen, I'm sorry, trying to recover. Connolly long and strong up towards Robertson. He just taps it back. Collins, who was in there. Carter working hard in defence. Wilson's after him. Long hand, backswing on the handball. Nothing happens. Norsworthy, Van Dommel, Wilbur. They needed one of his magics. And there she is. Well done, Wilbur. 11-13 to Centrals, 6-7 to Torrens, and Central Districts keep hanging in there.
3 goals to Wilson. Collins' handball there was outstanding. He got it to Van Dommel. It was just a little one. Van Dommel's handball to Wilson. And as Robert said in the call, Darryl Hicks and the Central District fans wanted one of Wilbur's magic ones, and he produced it for his 3rd goal, and they've just pinched that break again to lead by 11-13 to 6-7.
With the Central District's runner standing on the edge of the square, bellowing out with his hands to his mouth, as Northworthy gives it to Van Dommel. He gives across to Bird, who gets a shove in the back. There'll be a free kick there to Central District's player at centre half forward, and that player being Pryor, Mark Pryor. Look what he's doing up there, Bruce. He's battled up from half back to manage to get into the action, and what a bit of action he's produced. It's to the goal square, spoiled away by Greg Flanagan and out of bounds. How far was that kick, Bruce? 70 metres?
At least. It must be difficult for a full back with the ball just coming in like that. Flanagan did well, didn't he, to get rid of it.
Wonderful spoil.
So Hamill against O'Neill, 79 to 43. O'Neill over the back, Platten with a high one. Play on it'll be. Flanagan took it. And handballs to a space, and he's just got to hope that Simons can make it. He did, but straight to Van Dommel, to Norsworthy. Norsworthy on the run. That's a goal. Well done. So an error by West Torrens, 12-13 to 6-7. And Norsworthy, who's played a fine game today, has kicked his 1st goal.
Yes, I thought then, in fact, that that rebound play by Simons was very, very careless. He just handballed it on earlier on in the first part of the play when the ball hit the ground from, I think it was Flanagan handballed over the top. He was looking for Pillmore to run on, and Pillmore wasn't able to. Centrals have a player coming off the ground. Darryl Hart, holding his groin. May have pulled a groin muscle, sort of half jogging. And coming on is Bradley Wharton. Been in good form in the reserves. Clohessy coming through carelessly. Lindsay again very deftly to Hamill, to full forward. Robson well in front. Very nice movement out of the centre. Bruce Lindsay setting it up. Very good handball. Lee Robson's got to kick it. Kicked it well, but not straight. Through from behind to West Torrens. 6 goals, 8 to 12-13.
So Hamill off and Hodson on. From this point on, those goals that Robson was trying for them just must be converted. They can't miss them because they're too far behind. It's Bubner. Trigg's going to provide a lead. Morell's going to come over the back. Stretch round his body. It's a good kick. Robson and Bubner, good contest. Well done, Bubner. He's had some lovely touches today. Takes a chance. Bytheen doesn't let him down. Hicks has come down onto the ground. Kick by Pryor into the centre. Clohessy with a long handball. Bird got a good bounce, then got interfered with. Trapped it cleverly. Norsworthy. Lindsay's got him, but too high. Lindsay hates that decision, and very badly done, Nicolaitis. Not clever at all. 15-metre penalty. Darryl orchestrating something on the boundary line. So it's Norsworthy, who one wouldn't think could kick a goal from here. Would need Mark's absolute best. Wilson with a chance. Still with Wilson and a ball in.
Got some pace, Wilbur. When the ball leaves the boot, his ability to read it very quickly on flight, Bruce, he gave himself an opportunity to get to that ball quickly again then. Moved across there as fast as he could. Left his opponent a couple of metres behind. Wilbur. High. Flanagan. Well taken. Goes in short. It's a little bit of confidence. Dillon. No, stretch. Long and strong to the centre wing. That's Dillon down there. O'Neill wants it. Gives it to Norsworthy. He gets rid of it very quickly to Van Dommel. Cross to Connolly. It's a bad handball. He can get it away quickly enough. Collins. Van Dommel. Oh, that was good balance. And a very good kick. Rene Van Dommel for Central Districts. 13-13. Two Devils numbers. Torrens 6-8.
Well, Central District has certainly stopped the West Torrens run at them. Van Dommel has had a very steady game. Collins again being in the play with a handball. And Van Dommel's balance was first class on his left leg. And he's kicked his first goal. And Central District has put a big space again between himself and West Torrens. 91-44.
Brendan Maguire was warming up just a moment ago. Perhaps he's coming on. Bradley Wharton already on for Darryl Hart. Dillon takes the ball from the centre. Thomas at half back. A wobbly one. Tried to take it in his hands and missed. Pillmore goes in short. Robson is missed. Hurd can't get the bounce of him. Bubner going for the ball strongly. Platten. Nice movement, John Platten. But then Dommel. Vivian in trouble. Handball misses. Collins. Got real talent, this young fellow. To the goal square. O'Neill gives himself time. Flanagan's too good. Spoiling from the front position. Felt him coming from behind. Played it safe. Well done, Greg Flanagan. One behind. Two Centrals. 13-14 to 6-8.
8 goals of difference. Collins has taken the centre there. Outstanding again. He's exciting, all right. Flanagan to Morrell. And that's a good grab. Morrell has had some lovely touches today. That wasn't one of his best to Enright. Platten's underneath it, stretched from the back. Schimmelbusch. Lindsay. Now Carter short. Lindsay's really used the ball well. Carter to the goal square with a left foot. That looks like bouncing through. It's a goal. Well done. So West Torrens get one back. 7-8 to 13-14. And Big Peter Carter gets his first goal with some quick movement with Schimmelbusch and Lindsay. And Torrens back within 7 goals.
Carter's been fairly quiet today. He's been played on the half-forward line. He's run up the ground as a run-on player. But on that occasion, getting back into full forward where he's playing at the moment, and that's where he played so well in the night match.
Well, both sides scoring heavily at the moment in this quarter in comparison to the first half. Platten, Vivian. Long handball. Dillon gets around onto that favourite left leg and then goes to centre half forward. Thomas takes the mark.
This is where I think Central's a little bit better tuned, Bruce. The ability to read the ball off the boot and get away quickly. Bything, 50 metres to half forward. Norsworthy coming to the front, but over the back with a good mark. Jeff Robertson is going to send out that long left-hand handball. Decided against it at the last minute. Wharton gives him a lead. Robertson on the other side of the ground, but Platten's going to lead into the space that was there. Actually, Platten shouldn't have gone. This is the man he should have kicked it to in the first place, was Bird, who was just standing there quietly. His kick doesn't carry to Norsworthy. He's made an error. Flanagan rebounds, and Torrens are off.
Dillon to Schimmelbusch. Corzoli. It's a case of Schimmelbusch trying to do too much with it. Simons. Morrell. Simons. Vivian did very well in the contest there. Morrell. Free kick against Bytheen. Umpire Foster having a talk to him. Dennis Simon's about to get the free kick. So what it's done, it's really cost Torrens a few metres. Now Lindsay. Lindsay's got Robson on a lead. That's one of his poor kicks for the day. Probably the only mistake he's made with the foot. Collins call. Lindsay backs up. Gives it to Pillmore. To Robson. To Lindsay. Lindsay with a kick for goal, and he has missed. Bad luck. Well played. 7-9, 13-14. It's the best I've seen him play, Robert.
He's certainly lifting his game. He's trying like crazy to lift the side. Torrens have found a little bit of bite in their team play, something they haven't shown for many seasons. And even though they're getting beaten, they're working hard. Clohessy turning circle, back flips, you name it. Flies off Pryor's hand. Hearn. Lindsay knocking it out towards Stretch. Stretch around his body towards Carter. Ball flies out of his own beautiful evasion. Peter Carter pushed as he goes to kick it out of bounds on the full.
Central's player in some trouble on the centre wing at the moment. He's probably been winded. Just trying to pick up who it is at the moment. He's got his back to me.
Barry Norsworthy, if I didn't see anyone else on there, it just looks like...
No, it's not him, Robert, but we'll get him in a moment.
No, Mark Pryor.
Right, towards the centre wing. Lindsay. Threw it in the end. Hodson. Carter. Bubner. Pillmore. Pillmore's missed it. They're the errors. 7-10 to 13-14. They've got to score those, Robert.
Yes, he panicked a little, did it very well. He could have given the handball away very quickly. Mark Pryor back on his feet, raring to go. Peter Bubner with the ball at full-back. Brendan Maguire's on the ground. Peter Bubner will kick the ball in. Taking a bit of time while he's thinking about it. Chooses the screw punt. Kicks it fairly heavily on the boot. Didn't time it all that well. Here's that man again. Peter Collins. What a wonderful player. What do the statistics look like there, Bruce? It must be pretty good.
15 kicks, Robert, and 10 handballs.
25, it's not even three-quarter time. Clohessy, bumped over, ball out of bounds. Certainly is impressing me, Peter Collins.
So coming off the ground is Maguire. Van Dummel going back. He was only off for a few minutes. He quickly gets a kick. Simon should take it. He does. So it went to play on. Enright now gets out of the road. Schimmelbusch calling for the ball. Simons to the wing. Lindsay's got to go. Hannell came in late. Morrell kept it in play. Vivian. Still Vivian. Oh, well done. To Hearn. That's a good leg by Hearn. Wilson. Collier. Two great touch players. All Wilbur nearly trapped it like a basketballer. Now Johansson. He had to take a chance. Morrell. Vivian gets a run at him. Van Dummel to full forward. Wilbur's lurking. Oh, he did it beautifully. It just didn't sit for Platten. Flanagan. Collier fell over. Platten on top of it. Still Collier. Now Quazzoli. Now Enright. And I've got the feeling it's going to be Van Dummel or Hodson. I'm each weighing there, Robert. And it's going to be Hodson, in fact.
Yes, I think the umpire was a little uncertain himself there. I think he thought that Van Dummel was going to take it just as you did, but Hodson's arms up in between. He's given Hodson the mark. Hannah, Wharton, nice take. Slow getting it. Lindsay's caught him, stubbed the ground. Van Dummel with that short kick. Able to be intercepted. Finally, Lindsay gets in the cross, then to Nicolaitis, who gives it to Dillon. He's running in a bit of a circle. He's undecided what he's going to do. Finally, he really gives it a hoof. 60 metres to Carter. Stretch. Bubner's got him. He's too quick, Peter Bubner in defence. Trigg and Robson. Trigg playing it calmly to Pryor. And Central's rebounding again through Bubner.
With a floater, Dillon should take it. Or he should have taken it on his body, perhaps. Bird. Free kick against Quazzoli. That's a bad error by Torrens because they were in. And now the Dogs go forward. Vivian with a high one. Bytheen and Flanagan. Flanagan's taken the mark. He's played a beautiful game today, Robert Flanagan.
He's done well.
Made the odd error early, especially to Johansson, but he really has been under great pressure. Johansson to nobody. Clohessy should get it.
And does. Hearn blocks for him. Provides a bit of a decoy first. Peter Bytheen. Wide to Wilbur. Johansson's caught under the ball. And Wilbur Wilson He lets it come to the body. Waits till the last second, lets the ball go past him, and then just past the body, just caressing it down quietly. He's lining it up again, just quietly doing it. He hurried a bit after his first 2 goals, giving himself a bit more room. Really concentrating on the ball this time. Important kick, as every kick is. Runs to the side a bit to allow for his natural pull of his leg. And that's the concentration Wilbur Wilson's got to use on every kick, because he's so dangerous as he gets his 2nd for the quarter, 4th for the match. And Central District's 14-14, Torrens 7-10.
Central has answered all of Torrens' challenges so far. Bythane's kick to Wilson. Wilson just did it nicely on his chest and then took his time over the kick and made no mistake.
Central Districts have maintained their lead in the second half. Half-time, they were 7 in front. They're still the same, perhaps a couple of points more. The kick goes forward to the Torrens half-forward line. Pryor for the ball. Sends it over to Clohessy, but I thought that was out of bounds by a mile. It does go out of bounds, but the boundary umpire's right on the line. Just shows you how deceptive angles can be when you're up in the grandstand. So out of bounds, centre wing. O'Neill and Hamill with his left hand, trying to find the umpire, nearly did. Collins though got it, which is not unusual today. Vivian with his left foot and dropping back. I'm not sure that was knocked out of his hands actually. I think he might have let that go. Felt him coming. It was a good bit of feel by Nicolaitis. Towards
Hannah, Hearn and also Trigg. Trigg, Bugner and Hearn have all played very well. Trigg's kick to centre wing. Platten, well done. Norsworthy. Simons. Nicolaitis had not a good bounce. Well done, big fellow O'Neill. And again a ball up. 98-52. So in this term, West Torrens has kicked 4 goals 5, which is more than they kicked in the first half, but Central Districts has kicked 5-3. Hamill with a tap. Dillon. Van Dommel. Vivian.
Having a bit of trouble, the young fella. She wouldn't come to him.
He lost the glue off the end of his fingers there, Robert.
It wasn't a good handball, but he just couldn't quite get it. He knew he was in a bit of strife when the handball came to him so badly. And he's kept it in the area. Hamill lays it down short. Central's in there after it. Van Donald's penalised for a throw, for bouncing the ball. In fact, the umpire suggesting that he threw it out of his hands, and Hamill with the free kick to centre half forward. Off hands from Trigg. Schimmelbusch. Robson. Bubner's run past it. Robson gives the handball. Well done, Pryor. Beautiful bit of defensive work on Ian Hannah as he was right alongside of him. Thomas Shepherds for Pryor, and he bolts up the outer side. Trigg from centre half back. Beautiful movement by Stephen Trigg. Trying to get the ball back under him. He couldn't get it to sit due to some good defensive action by David Cuzzoli. So there'll be another bounce down at centre wing. Torrens defended grimly. The Central District looked like going in again. And how grim that feeling must be for Coach Elliott.
Hamill with a quick kick. Schimmelbusch taps it on. Lindsay tries it again. Hannah, Hearn. Well done, Hearn. Then fell over but got up. Goes to full forward. Oh, Wilbur took a fly. Platten's got the run of it. He leaves it for Bythene. Now Platten. Now Bythene. Still Bythene.
Oh, what a beautiful take by the big fellow, Bruce.
Robertson. Left foot snap. He has just missed. Yes, Bythene's skills were very good there. It's 14-15 to 7-10. That's Robertson's first score for the game.
He had to run through that pack then, Peter Bythene, or past the player. The ball was wobbling slightly, but he managed to control it and kept his balance at the same time to get the ball across in front of the goal. And Jeff Robertson almost performed the miracle. High in the air, off hands. That's if it touched hands, we'll make out it did. Nicolaitis bending a bit more this quarter. Bubner still reading the ball well. Good players can come into footy, can't they, Bruce, with several weeks off? His judgment's been superb this afternoon. Central's in rebound again through Thomas. 2 half forward. 3/4 time. Football Park. Central 14-15, Torrens 7-10. Start of the last quarter. Central District 14-15, Torrens 7-10. Central's maintaining their 7-goal break that they had at half-time. Collins, who's played a wonderful game in the centre, to Robertson, to Wharton. And recovering for West Torrens, Bruce Lindsay. Free kick in the back against Robertson.
Lindsay has had 9 kicks and 8 handballs, but that doesn't show his true worth. He's played a very good game. Vivian, still as fast as ever after all these years. Hearn. Pryor's had a tremendous match. Been some very good individual performances in this game. Smothered by Stretch, but he fell over. Then got up. Nicolaitis, who had a few kicks in that third quarter. Over the top, Dillon's going to make it. Now Dillon. Left foot snap. Missed it, but careless in the end. 1-1. Torrens have been guilty of that today, Robert. They've probably missed 4 or 5 from within 30 metres, and it's 7-11 to 14-15.
Yes, they haven't done it all well up forward. They would have liked to have had more opportunities. So Bubner takes the ball, just kicks it short out to the far side of the ground to Barry Norsworthy. Trigg.
You still call him Barry, Robert?
Mark Norsworthy. Gosh, I can't get that out of my mind. Stephen Trigg to centre wing. Off hands from Hodgson. Not much happening at the moment. Finally picked up by Cazzoli. Gives it to Morelli, goes around his body, only as far as O'Neill. Another contest at half back. Very scrambly at the moment. Wharton gets a hand on it. Gives it to Connolly. Connolly into the pocket. Bytheen doesn't leave the ground. Flanagan certainly does. Very high in there as he punches it out of bounds.
99 to 53. 46 points of difference. So West Torrens faced with an uphill task. It's Hodgson and Bytheen. Norsworthy scouting well. Conley. Left foot. It's a good kick. Oh, just missed it. He's played well today. 3 goals, 4 he's kicked the left foot up. So 14-16 to 7-11. It's Lindsay, who's obviously hungry for the ball at the moment, brings it back in.
It's reached the centre of the ground, 90 metres. As Connolly takes it right on the centre line. Goes in short. There's Collins again. Dummies the handball, he does it so easily. And then just punches the goal through. And what a great success story he's been this afternoon. Peter Collins. That's his first goal. He's kicked 1 goal, 1 of Central District's 15-16. Torrens are 7-11.
That long kick in by Lindsay went over the top. Conley got hold of it. Collins gave away the dummy, then just casually ran around his opponent and kicked the goal from about 35 metres out. He's had a wonderful game, Collins, today. His stats read 16 kicks, 12 handballs and 1 goal.
In the ruck for Central District's Michael O'Neill. Greg Hodgson for Torrens. Hodgson gets it towards Schimmelbusch, but that's all that happened before Norsworthy intercepted it. Brought down quickly his bird. Schimmelbusch back in there. They throw him out of the road. Oh, it's a beautiful handball. Cazzoli, Johansson to Dillon. Over the top to Robson. That's some good football, West Torrens. That is a magnificent passage of play. Play of the day without a doubt. But once they've got some clean takes, some accurate disposals, and they've scored their 8th goal with precision, they're 8-11. Centrals are 15-16.
Yes, well done, West Torrens from the centre. Ended up with Dillon after a couple of handballs. Johansson involved in one of them. I think Dillon was going to go to the goal, and then he just got himself a bit off balance, and he went to Robson, and Robson just turned around and from 40 metres out kicked his 3rd goal. So quick reply, 8-11, 15-16. Long time to go, but a long way behind.
O'Neill and Hodgson again. O'Neill this time, just knocking it forward. Platten tackled. The play allowed to go on as Connolly picks it up. Hannah can't take possession. Cazzoli just, no, it's not Cazzoli, it's Collier that's just knocking the ball out. Norsworthy gives it to Vivian, and the little fella's bolted, and here he goes. The ball doesn't bounce for him, but he's still going. He's had an airy, and he's got it back again. Well done. Jeff Robertson high in the air. You don't see any more careless a kick than Jeff Robertson produced then. he would like to cut his leg off at this stage.
Lindsay's obviously playing in the back line for West Torrens. He might in fact be on Wilbur. Oh, that's a good grab by Dylan. Dylan to Johansson. Takes a long time to do things, Johansson. Nicolaitis almost. Schimmelbusch went straight into Hodgson. Must have a hard head, Schimmelbusch, or Hodgson's got a soft stomach, one of the two. O'Neill, Nicolaitis. Hearn did it well to Bird. And Bird goes wide. Norsworthy's having a good day. He's enjoying himself, that's for sure. And Norsworthy's got Robertson very wide. Didn't gain a lot there, but they've kept possession.
Yeah, Jeff Robertson could have run around and played on quickly. He's just going to go on quietly to Vivian. Gee, that's pace, Bruce. That is real pace to cover that mark. A kick into the pocket, into the space. Peter Vivian. Now Rene Van Dommel just coming down from the centre, and Vivian goes back to him. Van Dommel just making sure that the West Torrens player, Dennis Simons, knows where the mark is, as does the umpire, Darryl Wharton. Wharton came on when Hart went off, as though he had an injury to his groin. Very nasty that too, Bruce. Takes a long time to get right, and when you get them right, there's no guarantee that they're going to stay that way, because kicking a football doesn't help. Well, that's a strong kick by Darryl Wharton. It's the second time they've hit the post this quarter, Centrals. They're 15-17 now. Torrens are 8-11.
Darryl Wharton back on and going off Chris Keller, who looked like he might have been suffering from blisters the way he ran off. Wharton's going to get into the play immediately. No, Johansson made it in front of him. Left foot, Nicolaitis. Carter, Clohessy. Carter caught, he shrugged off Hearn. Carter goes to full forward. Hoping for Hamill at the back, and he has given away a free kick. Gave Bubner a little shove. Bubner's been outstanding at fullback. Kellett might be his thigh by the look of it. Bradley Wharton in the centre. Wharton goes to the wing. Good grab by Collins. He's been absolutely outstanding today. Maguire's come on for Van Dommel. Short. Not a good kick. Lindsay is playing on Wilson. He takes the mark. He's got Simons in the centre and also Stretch. Stretch has got it, and West Torrens are about to go forward.
Obviously, Coach Elliott has decided to put the good players in defence and see if they can build a bit of attack from in the defensive area. Nicolaitis went high. Trigg still got the ball. Schimmelbusch overruns it. Another bounce down at centre half forward for West Torrens. O'Neill coming up with Hodgson to contest. Hodgson lays it out to Dylan. Dylan dummies. Onto his left foot's coming back with the leg. But Bubner puts a hand in the road. And also it hits the post. So another point to West Torrens. 8-12. They trail Centrals 15-17.
Bubner high. O'Neill and Hodgson. O'Neill thumps it forward, only as far as Robson. Robson round his body. Hamill and Bubner. Bubner still with it, so's Hamill. Hamill to Carter. Oh, Carter went without it. Must have taken his eye off it at the last moment because he was in. He must have been thinking about kicking that goal.
Yes, he was going before he had it. So Lee Robson, a retired looking player, worked hard. It's not Lee Robson at all.
Chris Keller.
Chris Keller, played centre half back, retired. Trigg fighting hard and finally gets out to Wharton, or should I say nearly to Wharton. Dylan onto his right foot, has missed from point blank range, 10 metres out. Couldn't get control of it. 8-13 to Torrens, 15-17 to Centrals, and Torrens can't make any leeway whatsoever.
7-4 the difference. 1 goal, 2 to Dylan. Bubner's going to go straight down the centre. Didn't time it all that well, but covered some territory. O'Neill almost. Dylan again. He's getting a lot of touches. That one was stopped though. Trigg, good tackle by Pillmore. Hearn got rid of Nicolaitis. He's got a bad cut across his eye, Hearn. Conley into the centre. Vivian on his chest. He's had a good duel with Morrell. They've both had a lot of touches. Conley again. Maguire. Simons with him and outmarks him, then quickly plays on. Now he should go to Morrell. Not a good kick, Robert. Morrell was shorter than that.
Vivian getting across quickly in defence. That's good effort by Peter Vivian. Wharton's remained in the centre. Not getting back behind the mark fast enough. Now he's free. Very high to half forward. Bytheen with an opportunity and has marked. Over the top of Bruce Lindsay. And Peter Bythene, about 60 to 70 metres from goal. Very close to the man on the mark. He's made every inch he can. It's in the square. Robertson high. It's brought away from him by Warden, who's back in defence. Bounce down, 8 metres out.
So it's Hodson against Bythene. Flanagan coming in as well. Warden tried to crash his way through Connolly. He couldn't succeed. And umpire Foster's going to have it again. So since three-quarter time, Bulldogs have kicked 1-2. West Torrens have kicked 1-3. Player Flanagan looks to be in big trouble on the ground. He's had some problems with a knee this year, and it looks like it might be the same one. So that's a bad blow to Torrens, because he has played very well. And Kellett, who's been injured on the boundary line, might have to come back. Flanagan in trouble, Robert. That knee, it looks like.
This is in a bit of pain.
In fact, they're calling for the stretcher. He has a little bandage around that knee. I don't know if we can pick that up on the camera. It's like a very small bandage. In fact, Davies wears a similar one for Sturt. It's body colour too, so it's very hard to pick up. But he's had a problem with it. In fact, Kellett, who's been having his thigh rubbed in ice, is coming back on, and Hearn did get a nasty knock across the eye. So we've got injuries left, right and centre at the moment, Robert.
Kellett's moving back onto the ground, up into the forward area. He's obviously going to go up the full forward into the forward pocket. And Mick Hamill will come down to full back. He's obviously in a little bit of pain. Something you don't like to see. Fortunately, it doesn't happen all that often. Vigorous game as it is, Bruce, you don't see a great deal of severe pain. It's the knee and the lower joints take a bit of a battering, don't they, on the twist and the turn. Out of bounds. 15-17 Central, 8-13 to Torrens. Torrens going to rebound through Warden. Stretch. The handball out to Simons. He's got Enright running for him. Finally gives it to him. Enright straight to centre half forward, Trigg in front. Wharton rebounding for Centrals to Vivian.
Morrell with him, and it's going to be a ball in. 61 to 107. Greg Flanagan coming off the ground. Quite a fine game of fullback. Looks as though he's injured his right knee, the knee that he's had a lot of problems with all year. So O'Neill and Hodson. Hodson won it easily. Schimmelbusch, Thomas with him all the way. And again a ball in. So West Torrens just can't make an impression. It's like a chess game at the moment with a stalemate situation. Central happy to have their lead.
O'Neill and Hodson. Ball is coming straight down underneath them. Dillon gives it out to Hannah. Been very quiet in the second half. Pryor, who's done a good job at halfback, takes the mark, plays onto the member stand side. It's a very well positioned kick into the space. Connolly's hands, and then he knocks it on. Recovered by Johansson. Dillon making position. Straight towards Peter Carter at full forward. He's bodied well. The ball's running, and it's a goal. So Kim Dillon with a 90-yard kick, or 90-metre kick from the half-forward flank, kicks his second goal. Central Districts are 15-17, and Torrens have scored another. They're 9-13.
Johansson with a little kick round his body to Dillon. Now Dillon took that ball on the centre wing. I'll just show you how long he's kicked that ball. He went very long. Carter looked to be pretty happy when he saw it go over the back, and the ball just kept spinning, and nothing Stephen Trigg could do could run it down. So it's 107 to 67. Dillon's kicked 2 goals too.
And Peter Bythene's in the ruck for Centrals now against Greg Hodson. Brendan Maguire after it. Then Vivian intercepts. Done well. Wharton. Handball's not good, just flicked it away any old how. Recovered by Darryl Bird. John Platten, full forward. Mick Hamill through his arms. Strong handball, too strong. Picked up by Connolly. And he kicks a goal. So Stephen Connolly picking up that error. Kicks his first goal for this quarter. His fourth for the game. He's kicked 4 goals, 3. Central Districts are 16 goals, 17. Torrens are 9, 13.
Connolly's had 20 kicks today. He's had a marvellous game on that half-forward flank. Hamill, of course, going to full back with Flanagan injured. His handball was just too powerful, really gave Enright no chance, and Connolly had the momentum up, and Enright couldn't stop him in his tracks.
Hodgson continues to compete in the centre. Not getting a chance for a rest against Bytheen. Lays it straight down Fillmore, too fast for him. Schimmelbusch with a handball that misses the body by 10 metres. He's managed to put Centrals into attack again through Mark Pryor. Norsworthy tapping it on to Jeff Robertson. Robertson around his body to full forward. Lindsay coming in. Oh, that's a real footballer's take. To the centre of the ground. Hannah. Dillon running on. Hannah ignores him and goes straight down the centre half forward towards Robson and Trigg. Through Nicolaitis' legs. Robson takes it, gives it to Dillon. Dillon doesn't get the ball to bend. I think he would have liked to have kicked one of those spinning banana kicks that run around and around the boundary line. He's kicked the wrong end of the ball. And Peter Bubner, free kick, right next to the behind post.
He'll come to Bytheen. Hodgson's with him. Both have a good fly at it. Maguire off hands. Connolly and Collier. So Connolly's about to get his 21st kick. That's a splendid performance. Wharton on a lead. Simons. Platten, very good pick up. Robertson tried to half volley it. Maguire backs up. Now he's got O'Neill short. Collier tries to chip in. Well done, Mick Hamill. It's an awkward ball, and he did it very well, the big fellow. Controls a kick. Now Schimmelbusch has got to hope for the bounce. It's an awkward one. Stretch impeded. We got a bit rattled there, Stretch. He had a chance to steady up, and he didn't. Jamie Thomas, who's played a very good game, has taken an easy mark and quickly plays on. He's going to kick the ball out wide, and it looks like Mark Pryor's going to get it.
Picked up there by Pillmore. High. Bytheen. Vivian. He evades. I don't think the handball was quite on. And kicked off the ground there. By Van Dommel, I think it was.
Pryor, Robin.
Pryor. Collins. It's a strong handball into the centre of the ground. Norsworthy. Not a long kick. No one able to get it at this stage. Torrens player over the ball. Connolly appealing for the free kick. But Jeff Collier is given the nod by the umpire. And there'll be a bounce right on the edge of the centre square towards Torrens' end of the ground.
Hodgson and O'Neill. Collier. Just a little one to Schimmelbusch. Has Enright running. To Morrell. Wants it back, Schimmelbusch. He often does that. Stretch. Good take. Morrell. Goes high and long. Kellett can't move too quickly at the moment. Bubner. Off the ground by Dillon. Not well done. Pillmore and Dillon were both running to the ball. Bit of panic there, Robert, at the wrong time. And it's going to be a ball in. 113 to 67.
Yes, Kim didn't show a lot of discretion, did he? I think he could have kicked it with a bit more control on that instead of trying to blast it so hard. Bubner goes with Robson. Platten doesn't take possession. Rolls over on the ball. Unable to get rid of it. So the umpire will bounce it at 30 metres from goal. Bubner and Robson again. Bubner over the top to Maguire. He can't take it. Carter's put his hand on it. Gets it out finally towards Hearn. High in the air by Platten. Collins from the back. Just gives it off to Darryl Bird. It goes to half forward. Connolly standing locking themselves together there. Connolly, very strong young man for one so young. Robertson, it's a bad handball. Didn't reach Robertson. And it's just tapped out of bounds. In front of the member stand by Jeff Collier.
Players getting pretty tired. Hodgson and Bytheen together. Been a lot of errors made today. Been a lot of chasing done. Maguire, Lindsay and Wilson. Free kick against Wilbur and going to Bruce Lindsay. Played a very good game, Bruce Lindsay. Glenn Elliott obviously deciding at three-quarter time that Wilbur had to be stopped. Now Dillon, Simons. Simons goes long, Morrell falls over. Vivian did it well. Goes short. Wants Bird. Johansson made it. That was a very bad kick by Vivian. Really gave Bird no chance.
He had no punch in it, did it, Bruce?
No.
He wanted to get to him a little bit faster and lower than that. So Johansson from half back to half forward. Nicolaitis can't complete the mark. He made the front position. Dillon, Morell. Thomas falls over at the wrong moment, then recovers though. The centre half back. Collins comes in with Dillon. Carter recovers off hands. Calmly turns around, but he didn't see the Central's player lurking in defence. Central's a rebound again.
Through Pryor, who's had a great game to Vivian. Wharton on a lead. So's Bird, so's Conley. Very good tackle there. Bird. Simon's after him. Still Wharton. Foster letting it go, which is good umpiring. Hodson. One-handed handball. Norsworthy over the top. Robertson to Wharton. Wharton to Wilbur. And Wilbur's going to kick his fifth. There it is. So Wilbur's got 5 and Central District 17-17. West Torrens 9-13, Robert. And they worked pretty hard for that one.
They did. Some of their handball wasn't quite as accurate as they would have liked. They'd have liked to have found the body a little bit more accurately. But they're running into attack with an odd man out all the time, Bruce. It seems that West Torrens, for some reason or other, don't have a player that's getting back in to check that running on play. And perhaps a little bit of attention to the run on ruck area and roving area may see West Torrens tighten that aspect of their game, because Central Districts have taken advantage of it on a couple of occasions this afternoon when going into attack.
So it's Hodson and Bytheen, 119-67. It's Central District all the way. Schimmelbusch, Hodson, Pillmore and Thomas. Oh, Thomas a good mark. This Central District defence, in fact, we talked about that at half-time during the reserves, how very good it's been all year. And it's done the job again today, because it's really restricted West Torrens to a score that is not good enough, 9 goals. That's never going to win you a game of league football. Half back, Bytheen fell over, Schimmelbusch has got a chance. He breaks the tackle, then goes to stretch, wants it back. Oh, missed the body stretch. Wasn't really on, I don't suppose. Thomas is there, played by Pryor. Norsworthy to Maguire. Maguire goes across to Bubner. The Bulldogs are into attack again.
Bubner showing his great athletic ability. He's a very powerful man. To centre half forward. Wilbur Wilson puts the body in right. Lindsay's there with him. Wilson recovers. He's caught. Tries to get it back over the top to Vivian. Vivian recovers. Didn't start off all that well, Peter Vivian. He's got on top of Robert Morell. Wilson over the top. He feels them. He knows where they are. Player in the goal square on his own. Big Michael O'Neill. Big fellow's got it. Just gently finishes it off, as a true champ should do. Michael O'Neill kicks Central District's 18th goal, 18-17 to 9-13.
What about that Wilbur Wilson?
Excellent.
Over the back with the handball, and what it really did, it just opened up the whole game, didn't it? Because it gave Bird the run of the ball, because Michael O'Neill was just sitting there on his own and waiting for it, and the big fellow's kick too. But that Wilson, he's an exciting player.
Greg Hodson, Peter Bytheen. Hodson knocking it forward to Pillmore. He trapped it well too. It wasn't an easy take. Paul Johansson, Vivian coming across, playing on the inside of his man. Doing it very well indeed, Peter Vivian. Handballs across to Pryor. Pryor to Wharton.
20 kicks to Pryor, Robert.
Wharton from centre wing. He has slips. Gives Dillon a chance, but he can't get a lucky bounce. Nothing's going quite right. Picks it up with one hand. Gives it to Hannah. Hannah to centre half forward. Schimmelbusch on his own.
Gee, Dillon did that well, didn't he, with the one hand. Schimmelbusch short. Kellett's taken the mark.
Did you like that, did you, Bruce?
I thought it was terrific.
It wasn't bad, was it?
Kellett, fair way out. He's a long kick, and he has given that a ride, and that is home. Well done, Chris Kellett. That's his first goal. And the West Torrens go to 10-13 to 18-17. But it's been a struggle, Robert, all day for them.
Yes, Chris Kellett's come back onto the ground because of Greg Flanagan having to go off, and he's gone to full forward. Mick Hamill to full back. But he started off his career as a full forward. Chris Kellett was a very promising player at West Adelaide, went to West Torrens, He certainly got a bad leg, but it didn't affect that kick.
So in the centre, O'Neill against Hodson. Interest really only in the winning margin now. Bird. Hodson caught. Platt. Carter's going to chase him. And did it well. He kept the pressure on him. They're still going together, and it's going to be a ball up.
Yes, I think John Platt thought he could outrun Peter Carter then. Wouldn't have surprised me, in fact, to see him back turn. He didn't realise, I don't think. Couldn't feel there was anyone on his left, but he could have come back around him, perhaps. Tried to outrun him and couldn't. O'Neill. Pillmore. Off hands from Dillon. Pryor. Well smothered Hannah. Pillmore again to half forward. Robson with a run. Over the top he comes. Hannah trying to run through the pack but can't.
Johansson with it. Tries to get a kick away. Pressure put on him by Maguire, and it's going to be a ball up. So we're about to get to the time on period, 125 to 73. So Central District keep their chances alive of playing in the major round. Port, of course, being beaten today means that Centrals are within one game of Port Adelaide and North Adelaide. Kick by Collins to centre half forward. Wharton's got it. Goes to the pocket. Bytheen, it takes the mark. Peter Bytheen's kick 1-1. This might be a little difficult for him. He's not the best kick for goal at Central District. He'd be 45 metres out. 45-degree angle.
He's not the worst kicker.
No, that's for sure. He's obviously heard me. And he said, take that. 19-17 to 10-13. And Robert, that goal by Bytheen is the 150th he's kicked in league football, so that's not a bad effort.
No, big fellow running on the ball. Obviously provided a good source for Central District to attack too whilst he's been resting. He's played in defence in his career as well as in attack. Certainly been a very good utility player.
131 to 73. 19-17 to 10-13. O'Neill again. Collier with O'Neill coming over the top, and pretty loosely too was Warden. That wasn't good football, and O'Neill's got the free kick. In the centre, about where Jeff Thompson would bowl a short one from.
Wilbur Wilson to Wart. Like it all happens a bit fast. The West Torrens defence still looking to see what's going to happen as Wilbur, fleet of hand, fleet of foot, on she went. Darryl Wharton kicked the goal. So they're 20 now, 20-17 to 10-13, almost double the score of West Torrens.
Both Wharton and Collins now have kicked goals in league football. They're both kicked their first today. Wilson again having a big part in that. That's probably one of the easiest goals Bradley Wharton will ever kick in his career, and he's playing in his first game. That'll be one to remember. So it's 137 to 73, and it's really become a one-horse race.
Hodson gets the knock to Pillmore. He's tackled high. And will get a free kick. Barry Pillmore, he's had a fairly good season for West Torrens. He's kicked a few goals for them. He's done well. High to half forward and off hands. Schimmelbusch receives the ball from Cazzoli, or is it Nicolaitis? It is up there, I'm sorry. Pryor coming in. Big Greg Hodson plays onto the goal square. Bubner coming out, takes it, then lets it go. It's dropping short. Can Wharton make it? Oh, he did his best. There's a good try to half volley that awkward ball. O'Neill picks it up, gives it to Wharton. Handball's too quick for Connolly to control. He interferes with Jeff Collier, who will get the free kick.
So Collier from half-back. Young Mark Norsworthy, they're giving it back very slowly. Collier will get a 15-metre penalty. Lindsay's providing a lead out wide, and so Schimmelbusch. Hasn't played too badly at all, Collier. Robson and Trigg. Trigg's had a splendid game. The handball back to Trigg from Maguire. On a lead is Robertson. Oh, Warden, that's very ordinary. That's 15 metres, that's not called for at all.
I can't believe that. He really squashed his head into the ground. He might have heard that, man.
Exactly. He could have pulled up very easily, but didn't.
And the umpire obviously judged there was nothing in it, really. You just don't do that. Unbelievable.
No, it's undisciplined. And especially with 28.5, well, at any time in the game, Robert. But, I mean, the game really is slightly dead at the moment. Platten's got it. Played pretty well, Robert. They'd be happy with Platten first up.
Yes. Bad knee. What is it, 6 weeks, Bruce, he's missed? Be close on that, I'd say.
Gee, I think round 9 was his last game, so it's a long, long time, and he's had 17 kicks. So it'll be 7 weeks today. Oh, more than that, 8, Robert.
High in the air. Hamill plays on, up the centre of the ground. Bird gets under the ball first. Not a good bounce. Knocked away by Robson to Joe Hansen. Robson again. Kicks it straight into the backside. The central Trig. Schimmelbusch. Joe Hansen. Into the space at centre half forward. Nicolaitis. Intercepted though by Clohessy. There's a whole herd of Central District's players here. So it's knocked on. Norsworthy picks it up off hands. Connolly. Wilson on a lead. I think Lindsay's got his measure. Oh yeah, he's got a bit of pace. Wilbur round the body. Oh, beautifully done. Beautifully done. Jeff Robertson, 20 metres from goal. And here's Collins. Thought he'd just sneak up and get himself another kick just before it finishes.
What about that Wilson, Robert? That quick kick round his body was super, wasn't it? Collins about to have his 20th. I'm sure Daryl Hicks will be having something to say about Collins and a few other players after the match.
I hope so.
And he has just kicked the goal, so that's 2 goals to Collins. It's been a super effort. There's no question that this man, if he continues to play like this, is going to be a top-class player. And it's 21-17 to 10-13. So it's a big win now, Robert.
It is. Peter Collins has moved down the ground. He's playing confidently. Even to get into the forward line. He plays it a bit like a rover in some respects. His ability in the centre square to get the ball. He's very quick to the ball. He's very deft of hand. He certainly knows where the ball is. His ability to get to the forward of the ball is what's enabled him to have all these touches this afternoon. And he's done a great deal with them as well.
In the centre, Hodgson and O'Neill, Platten, and there's a siren as Schimmelbusch gets a kick away. And Central Districts of Daryl Hicks live on like they did last year, late into the season. 21-17, 143 to West Torrens, 10-13, 73, a margin of 70 points.